Hey, welcome back into the Lion's Den to a very special episode. The den's got a new visitor in today as I'm joined by the roar of my best friend Liv. I even refuse to call you Olivia, no matter how professional I'm trying to be, as we dive into the creative world through the eyes of a photographer, artist and our own creative director of Exia. So, Liv, if you were asked to describe yourself as if you were describing a slogan, what would you say?
Oh my god. Falling at the first hurdle. Can't even answer the first question. Okay, I would say a cereal. What kind of cereal?
Like for me, obviously I'd be a Rice Krispies. That's obvious.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think I'd go
I can see you as a Cocoa Pops.
Cocoa Pops.
Like
something really sugary.
Sugary, sweet,
bit chaotic.
And people love it. There you go.
We'll go with that.
That's easy. We'll go Cocoa Pops
Yeah.
and I'll be Rice Krispies. Actually, some days I feel like I'm a Cheerio.
A Cheerio.
A Cheerio.
I think you give Cheerio.
Cheerio
energy.
vibes.
I can't describe it, but
I'm a Cheerio.
Yeah,
If someone called me a Weetabix, I'd be offended.
yeah,
That is
I
bland.
think so.
Bland.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be called.
No. But for me, I love seeing all the artwork created by people through Instagram, and it's amazing how just that one small square can be used just to gain an insight into the thoughts of anybody else. Obviously, you have your own photography Instagram account, which we'll link in, obviously, gain the followers. So what does social media mean to you in terms of your art, and what does it give or take away, given we live in a society where it's shown that social media runs every day?
I feel like a lot of artists use social media now as kind of their main platform.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of artists wouldn't have gotten noticed by anyone.
Yeah,
if
true.
they didn't have like Instagram or something like that. I feel like, because I find a lot of artists to study for A-level on Instagram.
Yeah, because obviously it's a free platform.
Yeah, and
so
almost
anyone
like
can access it.
almost like when I find an artist that's actually alive, I'm like, yes, they'll have
They
Instagram.
might even reply to me, you never know.
Yes, they have Instagram, because that's like the easiest way to like actually find out like anything about their work.
Yeah, because if they're still active and
Yeah.
stuff, and you've obviously got like Vogue online and everything, so it's being able to access and
Yeah, I mean in terms of photography, like social media
you got
is
everything there.
literally
for you.
everything.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a photographer that doesn't have an Instagram,
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Like, and you're alive now. Like,
Yeah. Have you ever
so-
thought of setting up an art account or just photography?
I had one a few years ago, but I feel like art is kind of always been a lot more personal.
Yeah.
And I feel like photography is definitely something that I'm looking into doing more as like a job.
Yeah.
So my Instagram is more for promoting it.
So you
and
can
getting,
use it as more as a
and
business,
getting
not a
noticed and
business
just
account.
kind of developing, and then I have kind of like a portfolio, so I
Yeah.
can see over time how I've kind of changed and things like that. Whereas art is always something that I'm always kind of apprehensive to share, just because I don't care what people think about it, but people are generally quite opinionated about art.
Yeah,
and things like that.
and art can be seen
Yeah.
very differently to one person to someone else. So
Yeah, and I generally just kind of want to keep it as like a hobby type thing.
yeah, that's what I think. When I took art at GCSE, it did ruin my love for it. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because you just think that you're having to make all these things and you're having to do what they tell you. Whereas if you keep it as you want to do what you want to do, it's much easier.
Yeah.
But for me, art has always been an escape. Don't know what it is for anyone else, but for me, it's that to express myself and just transfer the stress just onto the paper. And for me, whenever I open to my sketchbook, I just easily grab my headphones on and it's always Oasis. Don't know why, it just always is. You could only listen to one artist or one particular song every time you started a piece of art. What would it be and why?
Right. Well, I do always have something on in the background
Yeah.
when I'm doing art. I can't concentrate otherwise, and I feel like it's just another media of art. Like
Yeah,
music
it's-
is just
exactly,
another. So I
yeah.
guess it's like gets the creative.
Juice is flowing.
Yeah, that saying is really gross, but yeah. So I don't know, what do I normally listen to? Kind of anything really. Something quite upbeat, I think.
Yeah.
Fast. Because then I kind of, it's a lot more free, I think. Like if I'm just kind of
yeah.
Whereas if I'm doing something really detailed, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'll have something, maybe like a show on instead.
Oh, like another podcast.
Yeah, like something that's not like distracting.
Yeah,
I feel like music-wise, something just upbeat. Really, I don't really care what. Maybe some like ABBA or something. Something easy to listen to, but that you can like vibe along to.
Doesn't require a lot of attention.
Yeah, I
for
think
me,
so.
sometimes I put like a TV show on which doesn't require a lot of attention.
Oh, I do that all the time.
If I put like a crime one on, I'd be like, oh, I'm too hooked on that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I always used to put like Dairy Girls on, or something really stupid, or like Sex Education.
Yeah,
just doesn't require.
Just something that I've already watched that I can just
Grace.
Or something that I've watched that I can leave on. Yeah, something like that probably.
Yeah, and like I've mentioned before, what inspires me most about art is how each person can view a piece completely differently and pick up a different emotion. So for you, what drew you to art in the first place? What's your journey been like, and how would you summarise how it's influenced you today?
Well, I've always kind of liked art. I'm not sure entirely why. I just I don't know whether it's because, you know, my dad's quite into art. He was good at art at school, and he didn't carry that on into like any kind of career.
Yeah.
And then my nan's always liked drawing and things like that. So I was brought up with art, like I was encouraged to do it.
Encouraged to show your creativity.
And when I think when my parents like kind of noticed that I liked like colouring and drawing or whatever, then they encouraged it, because I then got better at it.
Yeah.
I kind of, you know, a lot of people are just kind of like, well, you're naturally quite good at it. But I don't really think, I think you have to have, if you like it, then you'll do it more. So then, you'll get better at it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's more that I like it, so therefore I've done it and I've practiced.
Yeah, I feel like it's always something to do, well, if you like something, you're going to be able to want to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're getting forced to do something you don't like, you're not going to want to do it.
Yeah, it's like that with anyone. You know, people will be like, oh, you're naturally good at like maths. Well, if you like it, you're going to do more of it and you're going to practice.
Can't relate to that. No,
I can't relate to that at all, but I'm sure there's lots of people
that
do.
Why would you choose maths out of everything? Like, no. But
well, if you like science, you'll like be more interested in it, so you'll do it more. You're not
gonna enjoy, like, do something if you don't enjoy it. That's what Mum said. Like, when she said, like, when I was choosing my A level, she was like, choose something you love, and it won't feel like hard work anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like narrowing it down each time. Like, obviously GCSEs you do about 10, and then A levels is 3. You're just narrowing it down to what you like, and that's why you just keep.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to do something just because it's going to get you a good job or something. You need to do it because you like it.
Yeah,
because otherwise you'll hate it.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that I've always been kind of encouraged to do that, because, you know, I was never super into any of the academic subjects.
Yeah.
It was just never really excited me. I just wasn't super into them. I mean, I would do them and I would try my best, but like, you know, I was always like kind of creating. That was more my thing. And I just kind of, I don't know why, I just kind of have like a need to do it.
Because obviously your A levels are quite creative with art and photography, but then you've got just geography.
I've just got geography there, and I think that's kind of my academic backup plan. Yeah. I'd probably going back, maybe I wouldn't have taken it, but I don't know, I just kind of...
It's just nice how
my high school was a bit you kind of need to do something academic.
Yeah,
and
I get what
I'm
you
not
mean.
Sure. I feel like...
And to be honest, you wouldn't have met me if you didn't take geography, so...
Exactly.
Not all bad. But this may be quite a controversial question, but do you think anyone can be an artist?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I do think anyone can be an artist, because I think people are quick to be like, oh, I can't draw.
Oh, I'm like that.
So therefore,
I'm so like that.
I can't do art. And I'm just like, well, that's not really what it is. I think art's not really a thing. It's
art
kind
isn't
of
just drawing, though, is it? It's everything.
Art is more of like a feeling. It's kind of like, it's just it's more of a movement. I think.
Deep.
I don't know.
That was deep.
I don't know if it's like technique, like a painting or something. I don't know if that's what art is. I think it's more of a... I don't know.
I think it's more emotional.
Yeah, like I listened to this podcast about this guy who went to an exhibition and it was all toddlers' work.
Oh my god.
It was all toddlers' work.
Yeah.
And it was just colours.
Yeah.
But that means something. Like they're toddlers. They don't think of much. You know, there's no meaning to it. But at the same time, there's lots of meaning to it.
Well, we obviously had something towards it because otherwise they wouldn't have made it
exactly.
in the first place.
So it's like, what, when you think about it like that, it's like,
Yeah.
well, what actually is it?
What is art?
And in that way, everyone can make it, and everyone can be great at it because it's just a feeling.
But then once you start art?
It literally is just expression of like your head on paper.
True.
And it's just like, what made you do that? Don't know. It's just how I feel.
Yeah, that's why art, people may see it as chaotic. Like people who are very academically driven and by facts and figures would see art and think, oh my god, it's like no routine, nothing. But honestly, I think it just shows who you are in a different way. Like it's obviously the whole thing is like the power of voice and everything for his podcast. Yeah. But like doing it this way through art, it's just like not using words but using images and photos or drawings instead. But even if art does seem quite free and chaotic, it's still obvious that the patriarchy and the thread of like male dominance continues to run through the core. Yeah. So why do you think most well-known artists like Picasso, Da Vinci are male, and where are the women?
Yeah. Well, this is something that I have been very mad about forever. I did read a book on it by Catherine McCormack, and it was really good. It was called Women in the Picture, and it's all about sexism in art, how women are presented in art, the lack of women in art, and how quite literally, you know, if you go into a gallery, there's like 98% of the naked, nude people are women, and all of the artists pretty much are men. So it makes you think, like, how is...
It kind of relates to like the male gaze and like women are only seen 100%. For their looks and stuff. And
it is art is just a reflection of the time.
Definitely.
All art is a reflection of the time period they're from. So obviously really old art is going to be... Exactly. It's going to have like the misogynistic like factors to it.
Do you think then the future will have more female recognition of art or not?
Yes. Well, the recent Biennale in Venice, I think that was majority of women artists.
Okay,
I don't think there was many men there. So that's good. Yeah. But, you know, that's only one exhibition.
But it's always...
It is changing. Yeah. It is changing. And the same with, like, you know, there's lots more black artists being seen now. You know, lots more queer artists. Yeah. Like, it's a lot more... It's growing more inclusive.
Yeah, because art is free. So I think that is...
And it should be for everyone and not just, you know... cis-het white men.
Exactly. I think the industry though, because it is so free, it will embrace that diversity eventually. Obviously it's not going to happen straight away because nothing is, but it will slowly.
I mean, hopefully, but you know, there's definitely a big, because if you think about it, art is kind of like an elitist industry because of the whole like, you know, art is expensive. And generally the demographic that's the most rich is like a cis-het white man. So it's like, that's where it needs to change, is that, you know, like, it needs to be more inclusive to everyone. Yeah. And the whole like, oh, it's really hard to be an artist. Well, that's true and not true. But it is if you're not a cis-het white man. It's harder.
It is harder. Yeah. I also think like people think, oh, I can never do art, I'm not going to try it. But then you never know, because they have the fear of like not selling anything. Like, but to be honest, if you make art and you like it, why does it matter if no one buys it? It doesn't really matter.
I mean, art is, I mean, it is a hard industry to get into.
Yeah, it is.
But that's kind of the same with, you know, anything. It's hard to get into.
For me, the amount of people who've said, like, journalism, you have to fight for it. You're going to have to fight for any job. You're not going to be able to walk in and hope for the best. And let's be honest, we've got the world against us again because we're both women. So we've got it twice as hard, whatever industry we go in. Even if we try to become mathematicians, never going to happen. I know. It always does. But like everything, art always seems to have these continuous like expectations which are forced upon us.
There's a continual like, don't do art. It's hard. You'll be poor.
Exactly.
And I'm like, but it's art. What actually is art? Back to the question. What actually is it?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Because like, art is so many things. Art is everything. What would we do without it? Because like, you know, buildings. Well, how did they start?
Exactly.
Drawings,
That's
right?
What I mean.
Yeah, films. How did they start? drawings.
Everything
comes down to creating, and it's an idea on a piece of paper.
Yeah, like books,
everything is that.
illustrations.
And you're never gonna, fat clothes.
Yeah.
What did they start at?
Exactly.
Sketches.
That's what I mean.
It's all art. So I don't understand why it's discouraged, especially by like primary schools.
Definitely, like from a young age, it's like
it's always like maths, English, so great. If you're great at that, you're gonna be great in life.
Yeah.
Art.
If you are, bit of a risk.
Let's maybe think about English and
I've
maths.
had people when I was younger. I've always loved art. And I was like, I'd love to do art. And they went, you might want to think of a backup plan because that isn't going to bring anything in.
Literally.
So why do you think the creative industries are seen as risky to enter, or that artists have to have a second job in order to survive?
I think it's like the stereotype of like all artists dying before they become successful.
True.
I think that's just kind of ingrained in people's heads. I mean, it's the same with writers and musicians and things like that. I mean, musicians maybe less so because the industry's grown and it's a lot bigger now.
But hopefully that should happen with the art industry too.
I mean, I think art is... I mean, it depends what kind of art. I mean, if you take like traditional painting, I think you have to adapt to... I mean, you have to find people that's going to want to buy it.
Obviously, yeah.
So you have to kind of... I think having like some sort of authenticity or uniqueness, or finding something that no one's done before. I mean, just something's gonna. I think you just need to be able to connect with people, because if people are represented in art, they're like, oh, I connect with this painting. It kind of represents how I feel.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's how you do it. So I think it needs to be. I think people just need to be taught how to connect with people through art, rather than just kind of like, well, if you can't naturally do that, or if you didn't accidentally do that, then goodbye.
You need to be able to reach a certain audience.
Yeah, I think so. You do have to adapt to people. It has to just connect with people. That's why people like art. It connects with them, or they like something about it. Like you have to. It has to be for someone if you're gonna try and make a business out of art.
Yeah, exactly. Because if I saw a piece of art and I relate to it somehow, just even minutely, I think, oh, someone's feeling the same things as me, and like, I'd be like, how could I express that myself? And it's
exactly.
Like, it's just art can be taken so differently. That's what used to annoy me at GCSE, because you'd get given a grade and you'd get given a different grade by someone else, and you'd go exactly like, I could be a grade 4 to someone but an 8 to another, and it's like, nobody knows.
I think GCSE art, I've heard from a lot of people. I mean, obviously I did GCSE art. And I do A-level art now, so obviously it wasn't that bad. But it was, I think a lot of people with GCSE art took GCSE art just liking drawing.
That's what I did,
You just like doing it. And I think because GCSE art is quite a kind of strict, it's an exam, so there's certain things you have to meet. So it's kind of, I think people forget that you have to kind of do certain things. Mm-hmm. I think like with, take any other subject like history, if you like World War but you're not studying World War on your thing,
but exactly,
you still have to learn the other stuff to pass the exam. Like, it's great if you do that.
But
do that, 100% encourage the World War stuff. But if it's not on the exam, what you're gonna do?
You're not gonna enjoy it.
So I think GCSE art is kind of like that, and I think if you, I think it's the exam. So I think that's what people forget about it. But I do agree that it should be more.
Yeah, you are forced to.
And I think I've found that A-level is a lot more broad.
Yeah.
Because it is exactly what you want to do.
And you're given your own choice.
It is still an exam to an extent,
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not like a degree where you can just do like whatever
want.
you want. It is still an exam, and it's still graded based on a certain amount of factors. You need to have a certain amount of stuff to meet the demand of what you have to get a grade. But I think it is a lot more. In terms of like you can do different things other than just painting, and they actually encourage you to do more things.
But,
other than just
GCSE
painting.
art, it was always like we're doing reflections, you have to do
Yeah.
a painting, you have to do this, you have to do this artist.
Yeah,
And
and
you're like,
I
hang
also
on.
think that schools, especially high schools that don't have like sixth forms,
Mm.
are like my high school was very underfunded in the art department.
Same.
I mean, extremely underfunded.
Yeah.
I mean, we had acrylic paint, and that was about it.
Yeah.
So it was. I mean, we had one classroom for like
Yeah, same.
4 years, and finally they added another classroom on.
I remember seeing they had a printing press, and I was like, hang on, what is this? Like,
Yeah.
because they just put all the money towards English and
I know.
maths and
When actually you look at it, and art is like pretty much the entirety of the earth. Like our entire being is
due to art.
created
Exactly.
by
It's
something.
creative
Like it all
industries.
starts as a drawing.
Yeah.
So why don't we encourage that? I don't understand. Like
I
why
don't
don't we
know.
encourage? Because people wear clothes every day.
Exactly.
Why don't we encourage
That's what
that?
I mean. And like
And shoes, and you know,
everything.
everything is created by something. Like the idea of making is like a whole human thing. That's what we've been doing forever.
Yeah.
We love making things.
But we still don't
But we don't
appreciate the
encourage
value.
it.
No, we
It's
don't.
really
We always
weird,
say
yeah.
it's like, no, you shouldn't be going into that industry. You might not. You
Yeah,
won't
it's
get
really
in.
weird.
It is
I
weird.
never understand it, and I don't understand why schools are so underfunded in the art community, because it's just like it's such a great way of learning and like creating.
Exactly.
It's just such a great experience. I don't understand why. And then the students that naturally don't like art
Yeah.
are then kind of just swept. Well, you don't like art, it's fine. Just you can do it for a year and you can drop it.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
It's a bit like I think people should be encouraged more. Like, okay, if you don't like this, try this, or
yeah.
try that, or do you like music?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's other forms of art.
Yeah, would you like to make a chair or something like that? Do you know what I mean? To like build something,
Yeah.
or like
for me, like art isn't just art. I
Yeah.
think it's literature, it's music, it's
Li-
film.
it's poetry. Do you want to do
Exactly.
poetry?
I don't like poetry. No. But for me, art is even like
Songwriting,
articles, songs,
Yeah.
anything. It's just showing who you are and
Yeah.
expressing it. So, what would you think the world would be without art?
Nothing.
Just nothing.
No, it wouldn't happen because we've literally, I think humanity's like developed through art. Like, the whole, if you think about the Renaissance, that was all about art.
Exactly.
Like the whole period in history was all about
Yeah.
art, and then like, take the world wars, the propaganda and the posters and all that, it's all art.
And it's still relating to like now, because
Yeah.
obviously in Russia and Putin, he's using his propaganda
Exactly.
in order to gain their support. It
Exactly.
literally gains.
And
like for me, art is even the media and
Yeah.
everything around us,
Yeah.
and that influences our lives
It is.
every day.
it is like, art. Photography comes under art, so you think Instagram, Twitter, TikTok,
Yeah.
all of them, it's all creations.
Exactly.
So I mean, what would you do without it? Nothing.
No, and exactly for me, like photography, like all of your photos of just people doing what they're doing.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
are just the most powerful ones
Yeah,
ever,
my
because
whole-
you just capture
Yeah.
who just normal life, just
Yeah.
reality, and
Yeah.
it's just like this is normal.
Yeah,
It's
and that's the thing, because people will relate to that. People
Exactly.
will be like, oh, it's the human experience.
Like,
I think
oh, that
art-
looks like my
that's
cousin.
what art is capturing the human experience.
Exactly.
It's kind of, that's what it is.
Because you look at it and go, oh, that
Yeah.
looks like my brother or someone. But oh yeah, I know
Art
that
is people, because no other animal does.
No, exactly.
Art. No
Yeah.
other animal. Maybe like birds create nests, but like that's just more of an instinct.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
I think art is a human experience. Full
And-
stop.
Yeah, and art has also like gone throughout the whole of history.
Yeah.
And it's changed
Yeah.
so much. For me, my favourite was like pop art and like Andy
Oh,
Warhol.
that's cool, yeah.
I did like that
Yeah.
just because of how like bright it is.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like music, like jazz in like
Yeah.
the Harlem Renaissance in like America,
cool.
that was also
Yeah.
really cool. So I think it's like it can adapt and
Art
fit
literally
everyone.
does. It just depicts the human experience. Like,
Exactly.
At that era.
And people are still making art now to
Yeah.
depict what's going on
Exactly.
right now,
Mhm.
and they'll still keep doing that like forever. So
I
yeah.
think so.
But for me, the quote, when it comes to art, it's important not to hide the madness, sums it up. Because obviously it's a visual power to just show the voice, just show that chaos is reality. It
Yeah.
isn't meant to be completely perfect all the time.
Exactly.
And what quote or how would you sum up the influence of art then?
The human experience, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what art is, honestly. I don't think there's any other way to describe it, because it is just like something people have created, and for some reason people just feel the need to create things.
Yeah.
And I think that then they depict, they make something relatable.
There's always a reason behind it.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
even if you may think, oh, I'm just gonna do it, you're still doing it for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing it to...
Even if there is no reason, there is a reason. You know,
Having...
like the toddler thing.
Exactly.
You know, toddlers don't know why they're painting. They're just painting because colours, because it
and
feels
it
good.
Looks nice.
Because they just like doing it because it's fun and the colours.
And like even like the little drawings we used to give to our like parents to put on the fridge.
Exactly.
They were the worst things ever. But in reality,
they meant so much.
They meant so
you created
much.
it. That was like how you see the world.
Exactly.
It is how you see the world.
And it changes so much throughout. Like you have like little like stick figures, and then when you get older you might do something else. But it's just adapting to...
It's a human experience, because, you know, as you get older, life gets more complicated. So then your art gets more complicated.
Exactly.
Whereas when you're a small child, a stick figure is all life is.
Yeah, exactly. And you just reflect what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
And even like the people around you, you still reflect what they're doing.
Exactly.
Their influence on you.
Yeah.
But it is just the human experience.
It is the human experience.
Yeah. But for one thought I'd probably leave with everyone is that no artist tolerates reality, because if you see an issue in society, you're gonna want to do something.
Yeah.
For me, I'd write an article on it.
Yeah,
easy.
exactly.
But for you, you'd go out and
take photos.
Yeah, like if there was like a riot or protest in Norwich.
100%, I'd go. I'd be there.
Exactly, you'd be there at the front line.
I'd be there.
And for me, the powerful imagery of like protest is so important. Like especially when they did the Handmaids in America, which I know I mentioned in the last episode, but I think it's such a powerful image of such basic colours.
Yeah.
And like the power of colour I also think is so important. Because black and white can portray so different things.
Yeah, especially in photos.
Oh, especially in photos.
100%.
I am a bit of a sucker to a black and white photo sometimes.
Oh, same.
But sometimes the contrast you can get in colours
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
my whole last project was all black and white.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
I was like, goodbye colour.
But have you got any sneak peeks of any upcoming projects, or is that too secret?
Well, I do have a photo shoot in mind, but it's I've not planned it out yet, but it's quite prom theme.
Oh, okay, it's a bit formal.
Yeah, like kind of big dresses.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Thing, because I'm into fashion at the moment. So.
Okay, is that what your photography project's based on recently?
My photography project currently is me kind of exploring what is better, the candid photo or the kind of posed editorial photo. So I've kind of been doing bits of both.
Exactly.
I'm gonna write my conclusion on.
Has there ever been?
And in like what scenarios as well, because obviously, you know, editorial has a
post.
It's
definitely
has
different.
A post, but in general, what has the most
It's
impact
just
on
reaching
people?
Different audiences and stuff.
What depicts the human experience best?
Exactly.
Basically.
What would you say is your favourite photo shoot you've ever done?
Photo shoot I've ever done? Ooh, I don't know, because I keep doing more.
You do them all the time.
I keep doing more, like the one with the arms was fun. I just took some plastic arms into a field and made my friend come. She's just used to it.
She's just like, I'm here, what do you need to do?
She is, and we've been friends since we were like little, so she's used to all my weird little things.
She's like, what do I have to do today?
No, she doesn't even question it. She's like, yeah, I'm up for that. That sounds good. Where do I need to be and when?
Let me shove a third arm on me and we're all good. It's fine.
I know, that was fun, but I think I loved taking photos. I took photos years ago.
Oh yeah.
At the parade, when the Norwich City got into the parade.
Oh, okay.
I don't care about football, right? I just went because the vibe was cool.
Yeah.
And I got photos of God, I can't remember his name. Max Aarons and the other guy.
Don't ask me. I don't know football.
Pookie. I remember.
Okay.
Don't kill me.
I do know.
I was literally just there for the photos.
If anyone listening is a football fan, just
so sorry.
We're not, okay?
Yeah. And I got a really good photo of them.
Yeah.
And that was fun. I don't know. I've done loads.
I think an amazing photo shoot for you would be like at a festival or something.
Oh yeah.
That would be like, if we went to like Latitude or Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Oh, the photos. Oh, I want to go so bad.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be so good.
And then I did a shoot with Probably the one I did for you was good.
Which
for
one?
For your radio show.
I did like that one. Yeah, that was really
fun.
cool.
And obviously the ones for the podcast were fun as well.
Yeah, I just liked the one for the like radio because of how like creative it was.
Yeah,
and, like,
it was
we were just
fun.
like, let's just make it look like Audrey Hepburn. Let's just try.
Yeah, no, that was the whole
But-
thing we were going for.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it worked so well.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else you'd like to give before?
Just to do some art.
Do some art.
Do some
just
art.
go.
Just whatever. Just, you know, if it's writing a song
Yeah.
or just throwing some paint on a paper and just being like, this is how I
Exactly.
feel right now.
Yeah.
Or just, you know, finger paint. You know,
Yeah.
because it's fun.
Oh, don't. I love
Because it's
finger painting.
fun, just or you know when you were a kid and you used to get like the potatoes and
Yeah.
you just paint them and
You just unlocked a memory.
just
oh
do
my
that because
God.
it's fun. And
Yes.
it's just why would you? It's no, there is point to it.
There
because
is point
it's
to
just
it.
fun
Yeah,
to
it's
do.
just you
It
just
doesn't have
enjoy
to go
it.
in a gallery. I think that's another thing.
Everyone thinks it has to be like
People,
imitate.
and that relates to what Lana was saying in her article about hobbies.
Oh yeah,
Because
exactly.
that I fully relate to that with art because people, my mum will say like, oh, you
can
that's
sell
great.
it.
I love it.
Etsy.
And I'm like, yes, yeah, no, I could actually sell
You
this.
could.
But it's just kind of I've never been
You want
really
to keep
eager
it to yourself at the same
sell
time.
my art. I'm different with photos because
yeah.
I'm passionate about making that a career.
Yeah.
But with art,
Hobby.
with like drawing and
Yeah,
creating
exactly.
things, I'm more interested in like doing it as a hobby or like, you know, I like painting something for someone for their birthday. Like I've done that for my mum and dad like a lot, or something like that because it's more. I don't know. It's more personal. I
Yeah,
think.
it is.
And obviously, I'll do it. You know, A level is kind of personal in a way, but
Yeah.
more directed toward like inspired by artists. But yeah, that's another thing. Like people will be like, well, what's the point in it if I'm not going to sell it? Well, yeah, but it's
just do
just
it for
fun.
yourself.
It's just fun. Just keep.
I don't think- I
Yeah,
feel
you
like-
don't even have to keep it. Just throw
Exactly.
it away. Just do it. It's
Like,
the art of doing
I feel
it.
like society's always like, you have to be doing something for a reason.
Yeah.
Why can't I just do it for myself?
I know.
What's the point? Like,
I know. Just like the same reason you just, you know, sometimes you might like to go on a walk or go on a run.
Yeah,
or
just why
what's
not?
the point? Because you like doing it. So just find some art. Because I do believe that there's some kind of art for everyone.
There
Whether that's
definitely
writing or like music or
even baking.
Baking's
an art.
is making.
Baking is making.
You know, just like it's the art of doing something, and then realize, oh, I'm an artist. I'm doing this.
And like for a happiness you get from completing something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's just-
I did this. It just shows my human experience.
Exactly.
Full stop.
Human experience.
Yeah.
So sums it up as for human
Yeah.
experience and do some art.
Yeah.
There we go.
Basically, take some photos of some trees, or go in the city and take pictures of people.
Yeah.
Because that's what I like doing best.
You do. You do.
It just fascinates me. I'm like, oh, those
Yeah,
people, everyone's so cool.
But
Like,
I love seeing them as well because I'm
I
like, oh
know.
my god, that's so cool.
it's so fascinating because I just find everyone so cool. Like how people just are all just different.
And they've all got their own story.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you don't know
And
that.
I don't know them, but with the photo you can make it up.
You can, love
You
it.
can make it up. You
Exactly.
can be like, well, her name's probably Mandy, and she probably has 3 cats, or something like that.
Oh my god.
I love doing it. It's so fun. It's fun, and you know, I do want to make a career out of
Yeah.
it. But if I didn't want to make a career out, of it, that's still fun. I'd still do
Exactly.
it. Like with art, I still do art, and a lot of it I keep kind of personal because I don't need to share it with anyone because it's not supposed to. It's just supposed to represent how I feel
Yeah, exactly.
in that moment.
So yeah, that perfectly sums
That
it up.
got deep.
Yeah, that one deep, but it's perfect. So thank you so much for giving a brief shot into your life as a creative boss and for creating the incredible photos for the show. And make sure to give your photography Instagram account a follow, even though you should already be following it. But you'll probably be seeing another photo of me pop up there soon. But
It's basically just a Sophie shrine. Really. You scroll down a bit, there's some random people on there.
Yeah, there is.
And then it's just Sophie.
And then it's just like me, but it's fine. So join me next time as I continue to roar with my fellow proud lions, and thanks for joining into this episode on the chaos of art.
Thank you for having me.
That's okay.
It's been fun.